Curious Caterer Foiled Plans. This one is a very, very interesting film because Curious Caterer Foiled Plans is now I believe this is the fourth in the Curious Caterer series. This movie does have a lot to live up to because those past three have been freaking phenomenal. This one is all about Goldie Berry, who is back played by Nikki DeLoach. Let's try it one more time. Goldie Berry's medieval feast at Hyde Castle gets interrupted by a murder. She teams up with Detective Schultz, again played by Andrew Walker, to solve the mystery before the murderer strikes again. This one also has Riley Davis, and Riley Davis is back as Deputy Mason. We all know Mason, but we're watching this to see the Goldie and Schultz relationship evolve more. What this movie really does very well is they build that chemistry. They build that relationship more as the movie goes on, and I really enjoyed that. I wanted more of that relationship, and I got it. This movie does have one small issue, though, and it's that the first bit of it feels a bit too slow. It feels like a completely different film. Once we get to the other characters, they are over the top, and they're not delivering anything Hallmark-esque. But what it does do very, very well is it does deliver a very well-told mystery, good chemistry between our two leads, as always, when we get Andrew Walker and Nikki DeLoach, whether it's in a romance or whether it's in a mystery film. This one really does work. Again, the mystery is intriguing, but the over-the-top characters in the beginning really get on your nerves, and there's no reason to be playing these medieval knights and medieval princes and kings throughout the whole film because the charade is over. You are being investigated for a murder. That's not what I want to see. I didn't know who did it. I had fun figuring out who did it. But this movie could have been a bit better. I think if you took out all the old-timey period piece talk, I thought that would have worked a lot better. But these costumes in here are phenomenal. Look at the stuff that, let's say, Andrew Walker's wearing. What Andrew Walker is wearing is great, especially what Nikki DeLoach is wearing. All the old-timey medieval clothes, looking like you're from the 1800s in olden times, wearing these big dresses and poofy sleeves. Those were phenomenal. I enjoyed that, but this movie could have been a lot better if it wasn't for the over-the-top acting from our... Well, see, I'm not going to say it's all bad with the over-the-top acting because it did fit, but it didn't fit the rest of the film. It fit the first 15 minutes because then the charm wore off for me as a fan of that. I'm a fan of like a Game of Thrones or a old-timey medieval dragon-like film. This movie does have that type of language in it, and I do enjoy that to a degree. But if you're not going to play that out for the rest of the film, then you kind of just wasted you wasted my time and you wasted the viewer's time by getting us invested in all this fun talking, creating this snappy dialogue that take us all the way back to olden times and something we're reading in a fantasy novel. I enjoyed that, but I'm just going to say this. If you're a fan of this film, that's awesome. I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to say it's a great film just because of the performances and everything else. It's a good little film, but just that little flaw did not work for me. And I did really enjoy the fact that we got a nice little, I'm not going to say it's a conclusion, but a nice little climax to the story between Goldie and Schultz. That was a nice little add-on there. I'm going to end up giving Curious Caterer Foiled Plans a 3.5 out of 5. I did enjoy this. I'm looking forward to our next mysteries, which I will get into in just a little bit, because we will be doing the main movie preview here in a little bit. But 3.5 out of 5 from me, gonna add up to about a B to a high B minus on my grading scale. I enjoyed the other ones more, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with a fifth film, because I do believe we will get a fifth film, and I think they've already talked about or shot a fifth film.